I should go live and talk into more detail and get y'all's opinions on the subject, on that $3 and some change order that I'd taken that I had to end up canceling. So I thought I'd go on here a little bit live and add some more details to that story and get y'all's opinions on it. And it was a mess, a hot mess, I could tell you that right now. So if you didn't watch that video, I would encourage you to go watch that video. Um, the video I just posted on the channel. But I want to get into more details about that order because it just frustrates me that because a customer did not want to tip more on that order, that they were sitting around waiting an hour to get their order. Now, keep in mind, I do not have contact with the customer until I'm on their order. So I just finished my order prior to taking the Sam's, yeah, the Sam, no, excuse me, Smith Cafe. And the one thing I can say I do like about Uber Eats, I don't do DoorDash. I'm on the platform, but because I can't get any orders on DoorDash, I stay away from DoorDash. But Uber Eats, the thing I like about Uber Eats is they tell you from where you are to the restaurant to the final location how many miles that you are going to drive, which you can make more accurate decisions on, am I going to take this order? Because if you're taking a mile, excuse me, if you're taking $1 per mile for that order, then now you're getting paid where on other platforms you don't. You get paid from where you are at that moment when you accept the order to the restaurant, which means you're getting paid for dead miles if you're able to get $1 per mile. But with this order that I taken, it was an add-on order. It was $3 and some change. I was like, okay, today I'm doing a challenge to see if $1 per mile is worth it, even if it's less than $5, which is my minimum. I wasn't going to take anything less than 1 mile or less for $2, which means that if I seen 10 miles, I'd get at least $10. So I was like, okay, cool. It was a seventh of a mile, $3, almost $4 on that order. Cool. I accept it. I finished that last order. I go to Smith's Cafe, pick up that order. Cool. Then, after I pick up that order, I see that the customer from the McDonald's order was blowing up the messages on Uber Eats. And in the nicest way possible, I explained to the customer that because of the offer that was on there, other drivers will not take that. And I had 2 orders. It's just like, I only had 1 order. And I tried to explain to the customer, no, I had to pick up 2 orders from 2 different locations. And the customer was not having it at all. She continued to tell me, oh, I've been waiting an hour for my order. Waiting an hour, over an hour for my order. And telling me that I should have more respect for my business. And I thought it was uncalled for, to say the least. Uncalled for. And I shouldn't have screenshotted the conversation and blurred out the person's name and any other personal information. But to me, it was uncalled for. I just wasn't having it today. I was like, this $4 is not worth me getting aggravated over. And the lady probably didn't get her food at the end of the day. All because she had the attitude and she didn't tip. Now, the one thing on Uber Eats, I don't suggest anybody doing this, but you can tip bait on Uber Eats. I don't suggest you doing that. But she could have tipped, then tip baited, and got her food on time in a reasonable amount of time from when she placed the order. And I bet you, because when I got to the McDonald's to get me a sandwich, because in that video, the McDonald's that I picked up my sandwich at, that was actually on the way back to the direction I wanted to go towards home, the order wasn't even there. And where they have the order sometimes behind the counter where they're putting together orders, it wasn't even over there either. So it could have been that somebody ended up taking the order, saying that, oh, it was only this amount. Now, it could have been almost $5 because sometimes if it's an add-on order, they'll take $1 off the order. I seen that done on DoorDash, but I don't know if it's like that on Uber Eats. But somebody may have taken that order, which means that if someone took that order, because they could take the order and then cancel it, and then they have their breakfast for the morning, because around breakfast time this morning, that they would have to remake that order. And if they would have to remake that order, the first order that I got and that was actually paying well would have been extremely late. And the second order wouldn't even be worth taking. So it's like, I don't know. And it frustrated me because I took that order. And the lady, she was telling me how to run my business. And at the end of the day, when you do gig work, this is your own business. And because it's my own business, I run it the way I want to. Now, I tried to explain to the lady in the most respectful way on the business, on how I run my business and explain the situation, but she wasn't having it. She thought it was my fault that it took over an hour for her to get her order. And it's not my fault that you didn't get your order. Oh, and she was explaining too, I paid $14 for my order. Well, lady, you didn't put enough tip on there. Because if you put at least $5 on there, you wouldn't have gotten your order. Now, I don't know how far from the McDonald's to the woman's house, how far it was. I don't know that information. All I know is it was additional 1/7 of a mile. I mean, look, let me see. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she was upset that she didn't get her order and it was getting passed around because it was 3 something. Now, it could have been almost $5 because on DoorDash, if you get an add-on order, they usually take $1 off because you're going that direction anyway. So I don't know if it was almost $4 or almost $5 for the actual order, but I don't know if she tipped. Now, the first order I took, which you'll see on Monday or Tuesday, which I did the experiment with to actually do the math, they actually did a $2 tip. But it was only like 4 miles, so it wasn't that bad. But be that as it may, it's just frustrating when a customer blows you up not understanding the situation. Point, shouldn't have gotten her vehicle and went to pick up herself at this point, or ask for a refund. Now, like I said, I don't know how far she lives from the McDonald's, but it's an additional 1/7 of a mile. So if you live 1/7 of a mile, why don't you just go get in your vehicle and go pick it up yourself if you're waiting an hour? And then it take me an hour to get to my first stop from that McDonald's. But at the end of the day, And I had to make a part 2 on this live. That it just wasn't. It wasn't worth it at the end of the day, especially the way that lady treated me. And I wish I would have gotten the messages so I could show y'all the proof of it, of the situation. But you waiting an hour, and it's probably because the number one reason why you're waiting the whole hour is because you did not tip enough for somebody to take the order. And then you're going to put your frustrations on me because your order has either been declined by drivers or canceled or unassigned by other drivers, that you want to put your frustration on me when I'm only in control of when I get the orders. This order was added on minutes after I delivered the previous order, before I picked up from Sam's Cafe. So once I dropped that off order, when I was going to Sam's Cafe, they added on the McDonald's order. Hey, what's up, Sugar Daddy? Just doing a quick little live over here, trying to explain the situation as best as I can. And this happened to me one other time when I first started doing gig work. Going to a mall that I didn't understand again, berated by a customer where I had to cancel the order. But this one really gets me a little bit more. Just a little bit more, because the person did not understand the situation. I had 2 orders I was delivering. 2 orders. And she's like, no. And she was arguing with me. I didn't respond back to her when I explained the situation. I told her first, I have 2 orders I need to go pick up. It's like, I only got one. Do you realize, lady, that drivers sometimes have 2? Maybe in the rare occasions, especially when I'm doing Instacart, may have 3 orders they have to pick up. There's times when I've done Uber Eats and I had 3 orders, but it's very rare that happens. Do you not understand that? Because I had clearly 2 orders. And they probably did that as an add-on because nobody was going to take it at the price that it was given. Because for all I know, you could have lived, because I think the other one was like 9 miles, so you probably could have lived, I would say, at the most, say maybe 10 miles, 10.7 miles from that McDonald's. Worst case scenario. And I'm thinking too, there's probably a closer McDonald's to where you live. There has to be. And I'm thinking, where I live, there's 3 McDonald's within 3 or 4 mile radius. No, less than about no more than a 3 mile radius. There's 3 McDonald's near where I live. So you can't tell me that there wasn't a closer McDonald's. You can't tell me that. Exactly. And the other thing too is, on that, it was when I got my breakfast sandwich this morning, it was close to when breakfast was going to be over. Now this one, it wasn't hidden on the order. It was an add-on to that order. So it's not like I got a double and I didn't see and it only showed one payout. No, I got the Sam's Cafe. Then they added the McDonald's order, and I saw the amount on the McDonald's order. So it's not like I didn't see how much I was paying out, but that $4, less than $4 was gonna make on that order was not even worth it this morning. It was not worth the headache because you're frustrated that your order's been thrown around. Because at least for people where I live that work in the area that I work are smart enough to know that if I'm not getting at least $1 per mile, I'm not taking that order, or a minimum of 5. So I mean, I don't know what more to say about that order. I mean, the good thing is I didn't take it. I mean, I hope at the end of the day she got her food, but it'll make me feel better that she didn't get nothing. It would make me feel better, and I know this is bad for me to say. It would have made me feel better that if somebody went in there this morning, took her order on the app, went inside, took the order, and kept them for themselves and canceled the order or declined the order. And I've never been this frustrated before in my life with an order, but I have to put it out there because I'm not gonna be disrespected at my business. Because each one of us gig drivers have our own business, and in the state I live in, I think it's like this in most states. California and New York might have different rules, but a majority of the states, if you are signed up to these gig apps, you are now considered a business. Now it has to do with the taxes and stuff because they pay less taxes when it's your own business because you incur the taxes. But at the end of the day, you are your own business, which means that I can run my business however I want as long as it's within the guidelines of the app that I'm working. And if I don't want to take your order because of your behavior or it's too far or something happened to my vehicle or something happened to me that I'm going to cancel the order because I might be late, then I'm going to cancel the order and keep it moving. Now, it's not going to stop me from doing my challenge of $1 per mile because I still want to do a full day of Uber Eats, $1 per mile challenge. Now that I understand that Uber Eats, and it probably does on Uber too, they show you the total miles from point A to point B to point C. And if you only take the mileage from the restaurant to the end location, in some instances, you're actually getting paid more. But now that they include the mileage from where you are to the restaurant, I don't know if this is a new thing or not. They may have been doing this all along. But now that I'm seeing that they include that mileage, now you're getting paid for some of those dead miles that you would have occurred from from when you picked up the order to the restaurant to the end location. Well, hey, it's not my fault if someone did steal it. I mean, they can remake the order. So that's not the issue. It's just because I would have waited for the order if the lady did not have the attitude, and she did blow up the text messaging on the Uber Eats app before I even saw the order. I picked up the first order, then I saw the other order, and I saw incoming messages from this particular person, incoming messages talking about why it's taking so long for my order. It's obvious you didn't tip enough. You did not tip enough. Because anybody with sense, if you put a good tip on it, you would receive your food in a timely manner. But since you didn't put any tip on it, and they had to give as an add-on and hide the true miles, because there's nowhere in the world that this woman lived 0.7 miles. It's an additional 0.7 miles, which means that it could be seven. It could be 0.7 miles, or it could have been 10.7 miles from the restaurant, or total, or it could be any range in the middle of it. But they hide the mileage so that somebody will take it as an add-on. So yeah. And if you got customers like that, I would just say just cancel the order. Let somebody else deal with them. Even if it's high paying, you have to think to yourself, even if it's good paying, it's like, is it worth me dealing with this customer when they get to their residence, or wherever the end goal is for the customer? Because I was dealing with the attitude, because that person probably would have cussed me out. Because I can imagine that if I would have picked up the order because it was going the direction I wanted to go, and it probably would have been worth it anyway because the mileage would be more than 7.7 of a mile, that if I would have picked up that order, drove it over there to the business or wherever the end stop was, that I would probably got an attitude from the customer, and they would probably cuss me out because of things that are out of my control. I have no control of when I receive the order. That's out of my control. I have no control when I see the order. I have no control of the restaurant, how long it takes at the restaurant. The good thing is the 5 orders I taken this morning, all of them were ready, which was a bonus, which actually made $1 per mile worth it in my market, because I ended up making only work 2.5 hours on Uber Eats, because I was testing on Uber Eats, and I actually made about $17 per hour is what it would have come out to, for that total, is what I would make per hour. Now I made $40, $41, so it's close to $7. It was close to $17 per hour, and I don't remember the mileage, but I know it was a dollar. It was $1.01 per mile. So I mean, $17 an hour is what it averaged out to. For 5 orders, average is actually really good, because it's way more than minimum wage. I like to stay up in that $20 range, but 17 is just as good in my eyes. But that customer really took my mind to another level with a sure disrespect. Now I'm not gonna let that ruin my day, ruin my weekend, because I'm gonna be getting back out here tomorrow, and in about an hour and a half, I'm gonna be getting a route, hopefully, with VHO. Do some VHO tomorrow, a good paying route, at least a $70 route or more, and do some Uber Eats, and do some Instacart, and if I'm lucky, get a Roadie tomorrow, and really make some good money tomorrow. But man, thank you to everybody who joined me. Make sure y'all give us a like and a subscribe. And I had to do a part 2 to explain myself even more, because when I did the first video, and I'll link it in the comment section when this video goes live on the channel, I had to do a part 2 on it and do it to chop it up live. But I'm going to also in the community tab, I'm going to put the link for the Discord. So anybody wants to join the Discord for the MAF Network Discord, they have the 3 channels that are part of the network. MAF Reactions, which is my second channel. Damn Gina's stuff's going to be on there too. And what else? And content from this will be on there too. We're gonna have like a little community of information. And DJ, I am working on Sunday. Now Sunday, I'm probably just gonna get a route. Hopefully, I can get something that starts at 7 and end before the Washington game. So hopefully, I'll be back at 1 for the Washington game. Now we are having a sub again this week. Now we are having a sub this week, a big sub. It's gonna be a Greek sub, and it actually sounds really good. But what we have found out when we did the New England sub, which wasn't that good to begin with, is my dad has to marketize it to make it his own. But man, but I th- hey, I don't want to get into the football stuff 'cause it's not a football channel, but definitely on my dad's channel we'll talk about tonight about everything on the channel. So I'm gonna get up out of here. We got some work to do. I got a route to pick up in about an hour and a half, and I'll see y'all later tonight on my dad's channel. And I'll talk to y'all soon. And yes, she does got a channel. Um, the link should be in the community tab on her videos. If you go to my channel page at the bottom of it, it has the other two channels that are also part of the network. She's just starting her channel, but you can go down there on the channel page and just give her a subscribe. So I can try to get her up to 1,000 subs. Try to get her up to 1,000. But I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll see y'all later tonight in about at 9 o'clock. So in about say 3.5 hours, I'll catch y'all then. Peace. Okay, cool.